Hey guys, what's up? Time for some new vinyl. I'm gonna just show you a new record I bought. Just one. But yeah, it's the Beach Boys Pet Sounds. It's a remastered stereo version. I usually prefer mono, but there's albums like Pet Sounds, like Revolver by the Beatles that just benefit from stereo. Usually mono sounds better, but with stuff like this, with like intricate instrumentation and stuff like that, it pays to have the stereo version just so you can. If you have the mono, there's things you won't hear that you'll hear on the stereo version. But yeah, this is the Beach Boys' Pet Sounds. If you're out of the loop, 1966 album, almost a Brian Wilson solo album. He wrote the whole album. Well, except for Sloop John B, he wrote every other song. Sloop John B is a like an old traditional Jamaican song or something. I could have that wrong, but yeah, and he directed all the instrumentation. It was the Wrecking Crew who did most of the instruments for this album. If you don't know who the Wrecking Crew is, there is a documentary on Netflix. I think it's just called The Wrecking Crew. I could be wrong though. I watched it a long time ago, but look it up. It's really good. It's basically the best studio musicians of the 60s. And I mean, the Beach Boys, they, they played their own instruments for a lot of their stuff, but they're just not good enough to play what Brian Wilson was envisioning in his head. So he used the Wrecking Crew. There's a whole bunch of instruments on it. Like pretty much any instrument you could think of is on this album. And at the time, didn't sell very well, at least compared to the earlier stuff. But in England, I guess it sold a lot and it was much more appreciated at the time. There, a lot of the other Beach Boys, mostly Mike Love, was kind of growing impatient with Brian Wilson and just getting this album made and so many takes it took to get some of these songs done. They didn't understand that why he wanted to do something different. He didn't want to just write about cars and the beach and surfing and all that stuff. So, and he had listened to Rubber Soul by the Beatles, which had come out the previous December. So, about 6 months for this album. And he had heard that and had heard an album that was a complete album instead of just some singles and some filler. So that's what he wanted to do with this. He wanted to experiment a little bit. Out of these sessions also came Good Vibrations, which is one of the most well-known Beach Boys songs and just an amazing achievement in the history of rock and roll. Just the amount of effort it took to make that song in 1966 with the technology that was available back then is amazing. And the same with a lot of these songs. This is the cover. It's the same cover as the one from the 60s. Yeah, it's really cool. It's stereo at the top. It's got the same back for it. There's the track listing right there, produced by Brian Wilson. A lot of random pictures of them playing live and such. Really cool. And I'll show you the record itself. Now this is colored vinyl. This is advertised as green and yellow. And I'll show you how it looks. First, I want to show you the label. It's the old Capitol label, the same label from the '60s that were on the Beach Boys albums, the Beatles albums. The label I'm very familiar with, and I'm glad they put this label on it. I'm a fan of that. I'll show you how the record looks. Only 2,000 of these were printed, so I'm pretty happy I got one. And this is how it looks. It is pretty sweet. It's got green and yellow. I guess it's kind of a little more orangish yellow. But that's going to look really cool. I haven't played it yet. It's going to look really cool when it's spinning. And yeah, just really cool. I like this a lot. I I'm a huge fan of this album. I'm a huge fan of Brian Wilson. He was he is a genius still. Saw him live last year. He came here, and I saw him live doing Pet Sounds with his band and Al Jardine, who was another original member of the Beach Boys. So yeah, I got that. Just came say Wednesday, came yesterday, I think, and just so cool. I'll show you it once. I'll show you one more time before I put it away. Just I'm a sucker for colored vinyl. A lot of the old colored vinyl kind of took away from the sound, and it seems that they've, in recent years, with the the resurgence in the popularity of vinyl and the way it pretty much dominates over any other, like even CDs. There's like Best Buy is getting rid of CDs apparently, but they're still going to play vinyl, so and sell vinyl, and other places like Target and Walmart and things are thinking about doing the same thing, and it's great. I love vinyl, but as I was saying, the old colored vinyl, you kind of lost something in the sound when you played it. But it seems that with technology today, they've made it so it's a pretty even transfer, and I'm a sucker for colored vinyl. If there's an album I love and it's on colored vinyl, I'm going to try really hard to get it. So I feel really fortunate to have this. I love Pet Sounds. It's, if you haven't heard it before, it's beautiful. It's really the only way I can put it. It's a beautiful, beautiful album. And you'll probably tear up a little bit listening to some of these songs. It's just amazing what came out of his mind at this time. It's a very influential album. It's gone down and it's regarded by a lot of people as one of the greatest albums of all time, despite it not selling as much as their earlier work at the time. It's pretty much considered by everybody to be the best Beach Boys album, and the greatest achievement Brian Wilson ever did, and one of the greatest achievements in the history of rock and roll at all. And it came out about a few months before Revolver by the Beatles. I think it came out around the same time as Blonde on Blonde by Bob Dylan, Fifth Dimension by the Byrds. There are two other great albums. It's just mind-blowing how many great albums will come out in the 60s, like right at the same time. But so that's my vinyl update for the day. Yeah, I forgot the name of the place I got this. It's a service that texts you certain vinyl, like picture of a vinyl album, and if you want to buy it, you can just buy it right from there. And if you like it, if you just like it but you don't want to buy it, you can just say like, and yeah, you can say like, and they cater to your taste in music. So it's a pretty convenient way to have it. I had it a few days later. So yeah, the shipping was fast too. So if you're into vinyl, it's a good place to go. I wish I could remember the name of it. It's bothering me. Maybe I'll put it down in the description if I can remember what the name was. But alright guys, have a good day. I'll be back soon. I'm getting some more vinyl, show you some of that. Doing some more music reviews, of course. Like, subscribe. Yeah, I'm working on a Patreon, so there'll be more information about that. But have a great day, everybody, and listen to Pet Sounds. Just do it. Just do it. Alright, guys. I'll see you later.